you talk about yourself as a man of capability, a man of courage, right? Man of action. Yes. Are you a man of love?
I think a lot of those things come from love. Let's analyze this. I think a lot of those things come from love. I think it's very difficult to do nearly anything important if it's not, perhaps to a degree, driven by love, or the desire for love, even. I think the reason a lot of men want to become rich is because they want to feel loved, or feel important, or to matter. I also feel like the reason that a lot of men do the things they do is for love, either of themselves or of someone else. I think the reason men go to work is because they love their family. The reason you go to the gym is because you love yourself. I think that love is a very powerful driving force. I certainly feel love. My world is full of love. Like, I would argue I'm one of the most loved people on the planet. Like, if I check my phone, it's just love.
Yeah.
It's endless emails of people I don't know who love me, endless females who do know me love me, endless pictures of children saying they miss me. Like, I'm a very loved person in a very loved world. I love a lot of people.
You love.
I absolutely love, but because I believe in myself so strongly, I feel like the way I love them is to have a degree of authority over them. Not in a crazy psychopathic way, but in a I love you, so you should do this.
Right.
I love you, so act this way. I love you, so don't do that. Almost in the same way a parent loves a child. You love your child, so you don't let them eat candy all day, because you love them.
Yeah.
I'm like that with everyone in my life, because I see myself as the most competent person on the planet. So I'm like, I love you, I care about you. You shouldn't do this way, because you may think you know better, but you don't. You don't know better than me. I know best, and this is how it should be for anyone I care about.
I guess the reason I asked the question is, can you defeat the Matrix by fighting it? Or can you only defeat the Matrix through love?
Absolutely, that's a very astute question, and you're asking because you already know the answer.
You already know the answer.
Of course, only love can do it. Yeah. Only love can do it. And it's the most powerful driving force on the face of the planet. It always has been. And it's only when people are going to wake up and have a true love for themselves and love for their community and love for their children and love for these things that we're going to start to resist the evil and the Satanism and the insanity which is coming in the world today. But I believe, as a man at least, your love only has value when you're capable. Which is why perhaps I'm so obsessed with capability, because I want my love to have value. We talked about how time has value when you're at a certain echelon. I would also argue that love has value when you're at a certain echelon. If I'm in love with a girl, she can get a lot more from that love than if a Joe Schmo's in love with her, right? So my love has value because I have value. So I have to build myself, and especially as a man, if you want to feel loved and you want to give love, the more capable you become, the more valuable your love's going to be, and that's certainly how we're going to fix the world. So yeah, the answer is love, of course, but it can't just be blind, empty love. It has to be love that is backed by a brutal, harsh capability, which is born in the worst scenarios you're going to endure as a man. And the world at its baseline is a very brutal place. It can be. And I think that becoming comfortable with those scenarios, becoming capable in those scenarios is how you give your love deep, true value. But I think that, love is the answer. Right? Love is the answer. But I don't want to end, love.
It's hard for you to say.
No.
It's like the Fonz.
No, yeah. love, but we have to make this clear, because most people misunderstand what love is.
I understand.
No, because you say love is the answer.
But not coming from you. I don't think they're going to misunderstand it coming from you. And I guess this is it. Like, maybe this is it. Maybe this is what people want more from you. Right? They want your love. They want to feel your love. I see it. Right? Like, I can feel it coming off you, but I'm not, like, I see your sense of humor. I see how you work. So I don't feel threatened by you, right? I feel like I understand you in some way, but a lot of people can't. And I think that to me is the problem in the world right now, is that people cannot feel the Father's love.
I agree with you.
And if they could feel that, and also the firmness, also the direction, all the things you're talking about, the discipline, but if they can't feel the Father's love, I mean, that's God's love coming through. And the Father is the embodiment of God on earth. If they can't feel that love, then we're going to have a lot of fucking problems.
But that's super interesting, because they've hijacked the word love, and they've confused the word love with tolerance and a complete lack of boundaries. And they're saying, if you're a loving person, you accept all this garbage. No, I disagree with that. You just said a very important thing. You said Father's love. A father's love comes with tests and trials and tribulations. What does a dad even traditionally do for his son? Take him out there, push him in the pool, let him struggle a bit, get him out. Put him on the bike, let him fall over, help him get up. Yeah, you have to go through the bad things to be rewarded and the bad things to learn. That's how a father typically loves. And a father also loves by saying no. No, you cannot do that. So you nailed it by how society needs a father's love. Completely true. And society has actually hijacked the word love and tried to convince you that you don't need the father's love. Perhaps you need this unconditional love, which is more like a mother's love, if you want to gender it, perhaps. So it's unconditional. You can act without honor, you can act without courage, you can act without discipline, and you'll be loved anyway just because you exist. I don't believe that for myself. I believe if I remove all my morality, I will not just be loved by default, not by my family, not by God, not by society. I don't believe that. And the people who do believe that, who think I should be loved just for existing, regardless of how I act and what I think, those are some of the most evil people on the planet. I truly believe. And they're also some of the most unsuccessful and unspectacular. And they're the people who are out here genuinely trying to change society in a direction which has never been tested, which I believe is going to lead down to the depths of hell, truly. I think it's evil. So yeah, I agree with you. Father's love is important, but love in and of itself has boundaries. Love is strict. Love is hard. Love is a hard emotion. Love is fierce. Love is not an emotion of, oh, do whatever you want. It's the opposite. Love is, no, you have to do this. I believe love is a very hard, very strong emotion. And if I think of how, let's say I have two women, one I love, one I don't love, and I enjoy both of their company, I'm harder on the one I love. I expect more from her in terms of how she acts. I expect more from her in terms of how she speaks to me. I expect more from her in how she presents herself to the world. The more I love her, the more I expect of her, the more parameters I want to put on her in regards to how she should behave, because I love her. Love is a hard emotion. So yeah, love wins, but not in the way that people think love. They've hijacked the word love and convinced people that love means, oh, I tolerate everything. That's not love.
I agree, and it goes back to this we were talking about with presence. I wonder, and I'm just having this thought now, that if we come all the way into presence, if we allow ourselves to be all the way here and feel everything that's here, that is actually the thing that we would feel, love, like God, which is, you could say God is love, and maybe that's the scariest thing. That's the edge, because if we're fully surrendered to that, like we're in that flow state, that is the dissolution of the ego, letting go of all the things that we have, and we have to be in that place. And so maybe that to me is like, if you want to defeat the Matrix, right? If you want to become Neo, I think that's what it is.
Interesting. And what I will do, and I will take away from this conversation, is I definitely have moments of presence. I mean, I'm human. I do have like a couple minutes where I sit and just look around, life's not all that bad, of course. But I will perhaps try and dedicate a little bit more time. Maybe I can turn 2. I'll see if I can allocate 3 minutes instead of 2 towards presence and see how that makes me feel overall. It's interesting that you said when you're present, you feel love. I actually completely agree with that. I can't think of a time I've been present and felt anything other than gratefulness. Just to look around and go, you know what? Yeah, everything's fine. In fact, even in jail that happened. Even in jail, I had moments of presence, and I looked around and go, this is not nearly as bad as like the media is saying it is, and the women on the phone are crying, and everyone's panicking. You know what? I'm not in a trench. I'm probably not going to get blown up. If a fire started, could I get through that steel door? If anyone could, it's me. I'm not on a submarine in World War II. There's no depth charges. I'm not in a car crash. It's fine. Cup of tea. It's fine. I did have those moments, right? So when you come to a moment, when you come to a moment of presence, even in a terrible scenario, it often ends up love. You're right. And I certainly have felt them, and I certainly could do it. My rationale would be, my argument would be, does that make me more powerful? You're arguing it does, and maybe perhaps I need to try it. Whereas I would typically, up until this conversation, I would say, I don't have time for that. I have things to do. So that's where it all comes down to. And then it comes down to, like I said earlier, am I here as a human to enjoy my experience as a human and enjoy being in this vessel and have as much fun as possible and be as present as possible? Or am I here to make the biggest impact I can possibly make and build a legacy? And of course, probably like most things in life, the answer is somewhere in between the two. It's probably some balance. Perhaps I'm slightly out of balance, and that's why I am living the life I am. But I'm not unhappy with it. And if I was unhappy with it, it wouldn't change anything.
Would you ever, or if she lets you smash on the first night, is she wifey material or no?
You know what? I've actually had girls I slept with on the first night who turned out to be very nice women, and they stayed and they were loyal and everything. I don't think that's a complete indicator.
Okay.
I will tell the world a little bit of free game. My view of an indicator of whether a girl's good or not.
Oh yeah, go for it.
This is some free game.
Yeah.
Why am I getting in trouble? Let me think about it for a second.
Yeah, be careful because now you're on our
We'll
shit.
cut it out if we have to, but we kind of want to know this.
Who cares? So this is some game. So the woman has the power the whole way through the dating, right? Until you sleep with her, she has the power. Because she's in charge. Because she's the prize, you want her. A lot of men say I'm the prize, but most of those motherfuckers say that dumb shit ain't the prize for nothing. They're nerds, right? So she has the power, she's the gatekeeper. The first time that power dynamic changes is after you sleep together. Because now, if she doesn't keep you in a relationship, she's just a one-night stand or a hoe.
Sure.
You first sleep with her. Most men first sleep with a chick, and they continue to chase her, and they throw away their power. They get power, and it never crosses their mind. They throw it away. She stays in charge. What I have learned in my experiences, if you're dating a girl that knows she's in charge, and you sleep together on the first night, and after you sleep together, don't ignore her. Don't be a dickhead, but just kind of reduce your attention by 65%. Just like cut it back down. I slept with you now, boo. How are you? Yeah, I'm good. You? Shorter replies, more delays, etc.
Yes.
And here's what you learn. A good woman will then up her game and try harder to keep you because she doesn't want to just go sleep with some other guy because she slept with a guy. It's a big deal for her. She has a pure heart. She'll try for you. If you cut your attention down on a bitch and she just goes, well, fuck it, I'll go fuck someone else, or I'll just go on a boat in Miami, next party, or she stops replying, then
she did you a
ain't
favor.
worth shit.
She did you a favor
so,
too. Then.
Yeah. So
But
the easiest way to tell if a girl's good or not is after the first time you sleep with her to see her involvement in the relationship post that day. Most men never do this test on a bitch. They never do it. So this is why they keep getting stung by fucking girls who ain't worth shit. I can tell if a girl's worth something or not. That's a very easy. There's a few other things, but I'll give that one for free. It's a very easy way because a good woman ain't gonna sleep with a guy and then just go, oh, he didn't text me very much. Fuck, I'll just go get a new dick. Those are the ones you want to
And then
avoid.
it fucks with them too because they're like, wait, did he not like it? Like, well, that's
A good woman will try
yeah.
a little bit. It's the first time they'll be the one chasing you if you do it right. And then you can tell if you have a good one. If they do chase you after that, you have a good one. If they don't chase you after that, you'll be glad you didn't keep her.
Fast.
Okay, so
What-
here's
what-
the
what
next
is-
one. Well, wait, we got one more.
I was just gonna talk about on the same lines. Is that okay? Is that okay with you, dude?
I think
All right,
they'd rather
shut
go
the
through
fuck up
kids,
real
but
quick.
if you want to talk about, yo, let's take it back to fucking.
No, they're not gonna do that. We're not
Five.
talking about that. We're talking about girls right now. Motherfucker. What are the biggest red flags when it comes to a woman? Like when you first meet and you're trying to talk to her, what are the biggest red flags that pop up? You're like, okay, this is something I gotta look out for. As far as like you personally.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I'll truly stay with, bro. That's the only thing I'll.
What do you mean? I'm staying at this crib.
That's the only
I'm staying
thing.
tonight. What do you mean?
Dog. That's the only thing I'll truly judge a woman on, because I think that's a very good test of character. Because if a woman destroys the stigma of just sleeping with a new man as soon as she's semi-unhappy with the current scenario involving you, then you don't want to be in a relationship with that woman.
Biggest red flag.
That's the biggest red flag. But like, if you're dating a girl, I think I've said this stuff before. I don't like girls who are over sociable. I don't like girls who know lots of people. I don't like girls who are always out. I don't like girls who.
You've said
Fair.
that. You said that on the last one.
I said in the last one, like if I meet a girl and she's like, yeah, and I go here and I know this guy, and then the manager of this place invites me here, and then on Thursday I got this, and her whole schedule's just full all the time. It just, to me, that's the biggest red flag, because girls like that always end up just knowing too many people and get dragged in too many directions, too many people in their ear, too many guys getting a tempt, too many people getting a pop at the jam. It's just long.
This one.
I like girls when you say, what are you doing? I don't know, nothing.
This one's
That's the
great.
one.
Nothing. You're doing nothing
gotta-
the next 3 weeks. That's who I want. Those girls are like, I'm going Cancun. Da-da. Like, oh,
This one's crazy. I don't know. You fly a girl out that you've been talking to. You spend a bunch of money on her, take her shopping, but she doesn't smash.
I don't think I'd take her shopping. If I flew a girl out and we didn't get along and she decided not to sleep with me, then that's absolutely not really perfectly fine in every regard. Well, I would never want to sleep with a woman who didn't want to sleep with me. I think that's extremely bad energy. It's why I've never in my life paid for sex ever. I've never slept with a prostitute
Not
ever.
one hooker.
Never once. I lived in Thailand for a year and a half fighting. I must be the only guy who lived in Thailand ever fucked a girl.
Like
Rub and tug.
Never.
Rub and tug.
Never. I don't like the energy exchange of a girl who genuinely isn't into me. I think that's bad karma. It's bad juju. So if I already meet a girl and I were to fly her out and she go, I'm just not into you sexually, I'd be like, good. I don't want to get mixed up in that kind of negative energy exchange.
Had you always been that way, or is that?
The gratification of sleeping with a woman is not just about numbers and banging and stupid shit. The gratification is that she genuinely cares about you and loves you. I think that the love between two people is a powerful energy. I think that women, when they love you, can care for you and genuinely protect your spirit. I've had experiences in my life. I'll tell you this, man. I've had times where girls who truly love me with all their heart will do anything for me. I've woken up and all three of them, different ones, all text me on the same day. I had a bad dream about you, something bad's gonna happen. And that day something bad happens.
Oh,
If
yeah.
a woman truly, truly loves you and truly cares about you, they have a degree of power and protection that's important. I don't want to mess with or be around a woman who's not infatuated.
Sure.
Any woman who I'm going to be with, I'm going to be her the center of her world. If I don't answer, she's panicking. If something bad happens to me, she's like, if I go to jail, she'll be there. I'm not going to be with some bitch who's like, yeah, he's cool.
But is that you?
I think that's just negative. I don't
Is that you or her?
Every woman who's around me, I am the center of her universe.
Is that you that makes her like that, or is that her naturally?
Well, that's a good question. Obviously, I'm me.
Yes.
I'm me. But I think that if a woman truly understands in many different areas that they can hand their life into your hands and you can take care of them, including financially in every single way, then you're going to be the center of their universe. You're their everything, right?
Sure.
If you were to disappear one day, their whole world would collapse. Their social circle would collapse. Their finances would collapse. Their worldview would collapse. Their protection would collapse. The places they go, where they're staying, everything would just collapse. You're the center of their world. That's the kind of girl I want to be associated with. If I was with a girl just like she had her own life and I had my own life and we kind of linked up, that's not my thing. I'm not interested.
Do you think you're the best guy at podcasts?
Top G. No,
Going on guess. Do you think you're the best?
But what was the original question? Because we've gone off on a tangent. What was the original question?
Bush or no bush?
No.
What do you do if you fly a girl, take her shopping, and she doesn't
The original
smash?
question I wanted to answer. The question I want to answer is the reason I wouldn't. Oh, cool. The reason I wouldn't take her. The reason I wouldn't take her shopping before.
Let me see the other question.
Before we slept together is I just think that's a negative frame to set. I don't think that's a good frame to set. I think that's a strange dynamic.
But you talked about the energy, right? The energy in relationship to a woman and you dating her and her being in your life. And you talked about if you're genuinely in it and you want her to genuinely be in it because of that like good energy. You're saying that equally as if you're just like kind of frivolously having sex with women and just having sex to have sex and maybe she's here but you're not actually building any sort of bond that builds like a certain sense of negative energy in your life?
Well, life is an energy exchange.
Yeah.
If you look at a fight, right? You have to make sure the energy you spend punching him does more damage or takes away more energy than you've expended. That's why missing is a big problem. If you miss all the time, then you've wasted energy with no net gain, right? So life's an energy exchange. This is how it works. If you're out here just fucking bitches who don't care about you are wasting enormous energy. Let's talk about this in length, right? We can talk about it first financially. You're going out, you're spending money, you're taking her out, taking her dinner, you're spending money. That's the first thing. But the second thing is, a lot of men, especially if they're insecure, really feel like they get a victory if they fuck a girl. And at a certain status of man, that disappears. And I'm going to state this once again without arrogance. I go out to Dubai now. I pick up a girl in the club. I come back here. I fuck her. She doesn't care about me. I don't care about her. Hey, I fucked this hot girl. I've got a fucking $5.2 million Bugatti. We're coming back to a $48 million mansion on the Palm. I'm the richest guy in the fucking club. I'm top G, whatever. I sleep with her. I put all the energy in all night smashing her right. She just lays there chilling. Has the best night of her life. And I'm gonna go there. Did I win?
You know.
I didn't. She
fucking
won.
Gave that shit up.
I just gave it all up.
Yeah,
she
what?
gets to talk about riding in the Bugatti. She has a picture on the Instagram in the Bugatti chair. She's here walking around doing Instagram stories here, pissing off her ex in my house. She gets fucking slammed right. She doesn't do nothing for me. Nothing. The only thing a woman can give me back at my status in life is absolute devotion to protect my spirit. I need a woman who loves me completely and utterly. I don't expect her to have financial incentive to look after me. I don't expect her to be physically capable of dealing with my problems. I don't expect her to be my problems are very complex. I don't expect her to be sitting there on a computer trying to work them out. I expect her to sit there and go, I love you so much. I'm just worried about you and I just care about you.
Everything's about love.
It's all about love. Now, that's what I want, because that's a fair exchange. I can take a woman all around the world, spend a bunch of money on her. I can be top G, spend all this money, give her a life she can never see. If I am truly the center of her universe, she is giving me value back. And that's why I'm not going to go out here and fuck bitches who barely care about me or just vamoose a bitch in a club for a one night, because she's winning. It's like throwing money down the drain.
What if Kim Kardashian slides in your DMs and says, hey, Tate, I want a piece of that? How are you responding?
I'm kind of careful about talking about celebrities.
He's
now
trying to get
because
the TikTok
I end
right
up
there.
meeting them all. A woman's job is, in my view, the women who mean the most to me are the women who truly protect my spirit by just loving me and caring about me and using their intuition to truly want the absolute best for me. That is so important.
I fucking love this. I
It's
fucking
true,
love
though.
this.
You're the
I
goat.
fucking love this.
It's true.
Yeah, you're the goat. We got it.
It's important. And that's why if I meet a girl and she's half into me or some frivolous shit or if I had a girl, she had her own life, I had my own life, but she was hot, sometimes we smashed, I would see that as a net loss of energy for me. I would say, no, it's a net loss. I'm the one doing the work. I'm the one doing all the fucking work. Like, I always will be. I don't know, maybe some of these other dudes
Even
get
if it's
pegged
like
and shit.
that?
I'm the one doing all the fucking work. So it's just, why am I doing it? She's winning. I don't want that. I want it to be a mutual exchange. And that's why woman who truly cares about me, it's amazing. I'll tell you how this is true in case anyone doubts me at home. Anyone thinks I'm talking shit. Next time you are next time you are seriously sick, next time you are genuinely sick and you're ill in bed, you don't call your boys. Who do you call? You call a chick.
God, it's a fact.
You call a chick.
That's a fucking fact, dude. Holy shit.
And they sit next to you and they'll sit and get sick with you and they'll hug you and they'll give you their energy and their love and you'll feel better.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. When you're sick, you notice it. I have that all the time.
That's so true. When you're sick and a girl loves you, she will fucking come in bed
and she'll make you better.
We wouldn't do that. Like when a girl's sick, I'm like, yo, like get better.
I would do that for either of you.
What?
If you guys
I
needed
wouldn't
me
do
when
that
you're
for you.
sick, I would fucking show up.
Really?
Yeah.
No, like
do that.
We don't want you to cuddle in bed though.
No, I don't want to cuddle, but
But
I'll fucking
I'm saying,
Postmates.
even if you're sick, you don't want your boys. You want a chick because they have a healing energy.
Yes,
they love
bro.
you.
A sick blowy doesn't hurt too.
That's true.
Fuck that.
It's a healing energy. So my point is that why only apply that when you're sick? Why not apply that to your entire life? Why not just every single woman who sees you? If I walk in the room and one of my chicks sees me walk in the room, I can see in her eyes like it's like Christmas.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I don't want just some bitch who's hot and I just fucked her. That's a loss. I'm not interested.